What's good, everybody? Here's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Jump. I was in this group called Beyond Submissive Reloaded, and there's a particular post that was trending at the time. I went back looking for it, and it seems that the post had been deleted. And it's a controversial post. At the time, it had over 1,400 comments and a lot of likes. But the post says this: "Day music! These younger kids don't date anyone resembling their mom, especially athletes. Anyone have any idea why they don't?" Now, it appears that this is either a college game. It looks like the Florida Gators. These are football players for the Florida Gators, or a high school that, is called Gators with the same colors. But this is interesting. I understand that race is a very big issue, especially for black men in general, especially younger black men. But I want to give some light on the subject. Athletes who are coming from maybe some disadvantaged environments. Now, it could be that some of these guys are from two-parent homes, especially if they're, not African American, if they're Trinidadian, Jamaican American, Haitian American. It could be possible. But if they're African American, if they're not, they probably dealt with ladies in their neighborhood, like most of us have done. And when you come from the black community, you're really only dealing with chicks really that's in your neighborhood, sometimes in your city. Back in my day, growing up in the 90s, and Brother Moses Jenkins can vouch for this, it was quite dangerous to date chicks that were from other territories of Sacramento. So if you was from Del Paso Heights and you was 18 or 19, your girlfriend was from Oak Park, or your girlfriend was from Meadowview, it wasn't an area that you felt comfortable going over there to see her, or even vice versa. So that's something that a lot of people stayed away from. And but what happened is that as you started to go to like college, community college, your dating pool got a little bit bigger. But if you're an athlete and you go to a predominantly white institution, what's going to happen is you're going to come across people that you've never seen before ever in your life. You're going to be exposed to things and lifestyles of people that you never would imagine. And it's going to be much different and much more exciting from what you know. I'll give you an example of this. When I came to Poland to attend medical school, there were people that, that were coming from very rich families in Thailand, and we would, from Saudi Arabia, people that I would have never been friends with, that I'm friends with to this day. We went on particular trips to Ukraine and all through the European Union, and just things that it's part of my lifestyle that now I can't go back. Right, I'm enjoying what I've met, and we're friends for life. And what happens with these young black men is once they get a look at what other groups can do or how they behave, it becomes interesting. And one of the things when you're dealing with black women as a young man, it's a lot that you have to have. You need to be good looking. You need to have a lot of money. These are the stereotypes that you need to have for a chick to give you a look a lot of times, right? But when you're dealing with younger white women, they don't have those expectations. In fact, if you're going to a PWI and you're dealing with white girls, they're going to be, looking to be a little bit more submissive, in my opinion, than maybe your typical African-American chicks that go there. Not that it can't happen, but they could be. They're going to be more likely to put themselves in positions to meet you. A lot of sisters can like you, but they're going to be like, well, if you don't come talk to me, it's not going to happen. But, white women are more aggressive when they see, black men that are, athletes or are in school to do professional stuff. They're going to put themselves in positions to meet you. And so that's what happens. So they're more aggressive with, getting to know you and wanting to talk to you and stuff like that. But also another thing too is the location is important, because when you're in a PWI institution where it's a lot of white people, well, it's going to be very difficult for you to just stay in the black sector, right? Now, I mean, I was an exception. I'm a strong pro-black and have that mindset. So I've been here in Poland, you know, for the better part of 5 years. Because I spent 1 year out of Poland in Africa. I never dated a white woman here, right? It was hard not to do so, and I came across some people that I thought were, you know, very nice and things like that. But I never took that initiative because of my leanings as a person that wanted to still work in the African American community upon my return. But everybody's not like me, okay? When you go around and there's nothing but white women or just a lot of those people, what do you expect? I mean, they're gonna, you know, most guys are not gonna have a preference as long as the lady looks good. But here's the other thing too. A lot of times black men are dealing with the fact that they have some sort of broken relationship with their mom, all right? And that they feel as if though that these ladies are willing to more work with them and be down for them, right? And like them for who they are. Even if they're athletes or whatever, but they're gonna be doing some of the things that maybe sisters wouldn't do. They'll be a little bit more submissive. I'm not saying this is how I feel, but this is what black men have told me. And what happens is that a lot of the little things are being done. You know, like, you know, somebody, you know, washing your clothes and stuff, and, you know, things that sisters would feel as though that's slave work. You need to, you know, hire a housemaid for that. Those women that are coming from these other communities are more likely to do that for you. You know, bring you food if you need to borrow money. You know, be submissive to you more often, and you know, not so much with the arguing and talking back. Now, I'm not saying that African American women can't be good, because I prefer African American women, but I've dated women from other cultures, and that, you know, kind of, you know, going back and forth arguing, that kind of thing, and it getting disrespectful. I've never experienced it with women from out of the, you know, really out of the diaspora. You just don't really get that. It's not how they handle things. And I think when guys see that, you know, it's like, wow, this is something that I've never, you know, experienced before, and I don't want to go back to what I've been experiencing before that. And you know, dealing with, you know, for the fact that you know, you coming from a single mom, she's coming from a single mom, you kind of don't know how to deal with each other. And when one person is coming from a two-parent home and you're not, it might be a little better. But the reality is that these black men are being exposed to different life than what they've saw. And if they have the opportunity to grab it, they're going to do it. And, you know, if these girls are in shape, if they're attractive, and what black men are going to start to do is to look back at, you know, the community that they're from. Now, all black women are not the same, right? But to be honest, when you're a black man and you have so many options of women that you can deal with that are attractive, what you're asking black men to do is to turn those women down and go back and deal with women in your community, which you have to search out. And that's something that most guys are not going to do. Most guys possibly deal with the women in the black community because, well, number one, they love them, but number two, that's what they have the closest proximity to. But given the opportunity to have more of a wide range of women to deal with, most guys probably wouldn't stay in the community if they didn't have to. And I think it's what you're seeing with a lot of young guys now. A lot of young guys are weighing their options and picking what they want. And guys like me that come from a different era, you know, I come from the 90s where, you know, there was a lot of still that pro-black Pan-African kind of spirit, that kind of, that kind of Malcolm X style message that was coming through the KRS-One and the Public Enemy, stuff like that, the Chuck D's and all that. I mean, that era is kind of over. So the guys it's a different culture now. It's a different wave. You know, we experience different things in our community that these guys never experienced. And their life the world is more open to them now, you know, with Tinder and Instagram, and, you know, I mean, it's a different beast now. And a lot of young black men are not going to be as loyal as they used to be. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell, check out the first content to top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.